Hello, this is Africa. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a countdown. We are going to look at the top 10 most developed countries in Africa. I'm going to do this countdown from top 10 up to number 1. And I'm going to base this based on the United Nations report. So here are the top 10 most developed countries in Africa. At number 10 is Morocco. The Northern African country is ranked 123rd globally on the index thanks to a high life expectancy of 76.1 years and a national annual income averaging around $7,340 per person. Morocco is seen as medium development country by the United Nations. We are still in northern part of Africa, and the 9th most developed country in Africa is Egypt. The country that the United Nations ranks at number 115th in the world in terms of development is at the 9th place in Africa. Egypt has a gross national income per capita of $10,000. Now, from North Africa, we are going to southern part of Africa, and the country that is 8th most developed country in Africa is South Africa. The average South African brings home $11,900 per year and goes to school for an average of 10 years. Life expectancy of 63.4 falls short compared to the countries making number 10 on this list. And now let us go to number 7. The country that is number 7 is Gabon. Gabon comes in at 7th place within Africa on the Human Development Index. Gabon's life expectancy of 66.5 and a gross national income per person of around $16,000 gives the West African countries a global ranking of 110. Let us go back to North Africa and look at 6th most developed country in Africa, which is Libya. The 108th most developed country in the world and 6th in Africa. Average Libyan earns around $11,000 per year and a life expectancy of 72.1 years. Now, it looks like up to now, the battle for most developed countries in Africa is between North Africa and southern part of Africa, because now we are heading back to south part of Africa and look at 5th most developed country in Africa, which is Botswana. What has contributed to this is country's average annual income of around $15,000 plus almost 10 years of learning at school, making Botswana Africa's 5th most developed country. Its number 4 is Tunisia, which is 95th globally and has that highest life expectancy for its citizens at 75.9 years. Tunisians receive the most expected years of schooling at 15.1 years per person and is considered Africa's 4th most developed country on the Human Development Index. And still in North Africa, the 3rd most developed country in Africa is Algeria. Algerians earn an average of $13,800 per year, where they expect to attend just over 14 years of school, with the average Algerian living around 76 years. Now we do know that Africa has many islands. The last 2 positions, that is number 1 and 2, is held by 2 islands. So in number 2 is Mauritius. The average Mauritian takes home $20,000 per year, which is quite high compared to most African countries. In Mauritius, life expectancy is 74.9 years, meaning that Mauritius is the 2nd most developed on the continent at a respectable 65th globally. At number 1, The most developed country in Africa is an island, which is called Seychelles. Seychelles is the 62nd most developed country in the world and number 1 in Africa. The country has gross national income of $26,000 and almost 15 years of expected schooling combined with a life expectancy of 73.7 years to give Seychelles development bragging rights in Africa. Thank you so much for watching This is Africa. My name is Anthony. I'll be doing a lot to make sure that we know our Africa continent. I'll be doing the countdowns, I'll be doing our cities, and I'll be giving you the positive news that we have all around Africa. So make sure to subscribe and you share my videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.